nation's favourite antiques experts.
Yes, a good weight.
And it smells.
Oh, steady, behind the wheel of a classic car.
Good morning, my lady.
Good morning, Parker.
And a goal to scour Britain for antiques. Whoopsie.
Come on.
The aim to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners.
And valiant losers.
Will it be the high road to glory?
It's about winning.
Or the low road to disaster? Pop, pop. This is the Antiques Road Trip. There's nothing like the open road. And this is nothing like the open road.
Oh!
Ouch!
I'm so sorry, little red car.
Have we left half our exhaust in the road?
Oh, I just want to stroke your bonnet right now.
Behind the wheel of the 1978 MGB is first-time road tripper auctioneer Izzy Balmer. Chauffeuring veteran antiques expert James Braxton on another tour of the provinces hunting down priceless antiques for a bob or two.
Are you a hard haggler?
No, not at all. I'm far too nice.
I think you need to find your inner Herod.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh no! Blessed are the meek. Izzy and James are taking the B roads through England's eastern counties, meandering west and then north before a final auction showdown in Lincoln.
I'd never look at the price tag. I always think what I'd like to pay for it. With it, you know, the test of reasonableness. You know, I'm not going to offer a fiver
Sure.
for something worth £75. I'm going to offer 8, obviously.
But not as much as 10.
No, don't be ridiculous.
Old skinflint. Izzy's initial £200 dwindled last time, and she sets out with £187 and 12 pence in her piggy. James, meanwhile, was on a winning streak and fattened up his porker to the tune of £231 and 26p.
Anyway, Izzy, now I spent a bit of time with you, I think you've got a very cheery and happy personality, and which is announced by these giggles the whole time.
I'll have to try and contain myself. Wow.
You make me feel curmudgeonly.
I don't even know what that means.
That's grumpy old goat to you and me.
Northamptonshire?
Yeah.
I believe it's the Shire of cobblers and shoes and leather goods.
Blessed is the cheesemaker and the cobbler.
Is that a saying?
Yeah, well, it is now. Oh, hello.
Oh, this road is really uneven.
Blessed will be the car mechanic soon. I think we're just about to lose our bottom.
With auction looming in Leicestershire, they're both dragging their derrieres to Brackley this morning. The town was designated an official site for jousting in the reign of Richard the Lionheart, but hopefully the spirit of mortal combat will give way to a rather friendlier rivalry at the first shop of the day, Brackley Antique Cellar.
James.
Sometimes I
run. Let me help you.
Sometimes I wonder how I actually got into this car.
I was wondering that too.
Off we go.
Into the dungeons.
This huge place is home to 200 dealers, so our pair are really spoiled for choice. And your time starts now.
It's just right up my street, all this gorgeous silver and jewellery. It's quirky, it's unusual. I'm like a child in a sweet shop. I just want to dive in and grab it all, and there's glass in the way, which is probably a good thing, preventing me from doing it.
She's being reeled in by those shiny things.
So I've just spotted this Victorian lava cameo brooch. The Victorians really loved their lava jewellery and the detail that has gone into carving this woman's head. And she's got sort of what appears to be an acorn leaf in her hair. And it can be used as a symbol of loyalty, of, I suppose, like, you know, an oak tree is there forever. They're ancient, they're old, and they're stable. It's really beautiful. It's £100.
£100?
I mean, I'm talking myself into it now. I'm talking myself into buying this. What am I doing? I can't afford £100.
No, you can't.
Oh, why do I have such expensive tastes?
It's a curse.
Jim, hi.
Hello, Izzy.
Hello, hello, hello. I've spotted this lovely lava cameo brooch. It's marked at £100, but I was wondering if there was any negotiation with that.
Yeah. Yeah, the best we could do that for you would be £70.
£70. Half my budget, almost. Wow, it is beautiful. Oh, I need to be decisive. I'm just gonna. Yeah. I said this morning I was gonna go with my gut, and I really like it. To me, there's something so tactile about it. So, yes, please, £70.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's made a fair dent in her budget, but she seems pleased. Now, is James any nearer spending some money?
I like these tables. Chinese, hardwood. Give it the Braxton weight taste. Yes, a good weight. Hardwood is considerably heavier than a softwood like pine. And why Chinese? Well, it's got a sort of stylized peach. The Chinese gods, the immortals, used to eat peaches. And peaches are supposed to confer longevity, so long life on people. So that's rather nice. £55. Now, that's not a bad price, £55. Debs, I think I found something. I like this item. I'm going to be cheeky. It's 55. How about 35? Is that possible?
Well, I know the deal would do 40, but...
That's standard.
Yeah.
Can I push you? 35?
OK, then.
You sure?
Yes.
Thank you. I wonder how many times it's changed hands.
Exactly. Look nice with a nice glass of red on there.
I know. Well,
yeah.
She can read him like a book.
I think it's no stranger to
No.
it. Look at the stains on the top.
Cheers. Surely time for a nice lunch, eh, James? Izzy has apparently grown roots among all that lovely silver. Is she going to make another purchase? Could do.
I like this. It's a silver jam spoon, but really I think you could use it for anything. You could use it as a caddy spoon. It's very, very tactile, and it's a very simple design. And what really appeals to me are two things. It's Danish, so anything Scandinavian at the moment is really on trend. And that sort of mid-20th century design is so fashionable and is commanding some strong prices at auction. I've also just thought to myself, imagine the size of jam you'd serve to yourself with this. I mean, that is a serious portion of jam.
I say.
Chocolate spread, peanut butter, the two together.
Oh, steady on, girl.
I think I probably need to have a little word with Jim about this one.
Hello, Izzy.
Hi. What do you think?
Lovely Danish spoon.
It's marked up at £40.
Yeah, the best we could do on that would be 30.
£30?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think it's a bargain.
well, you would think it's a bargain.
It's lovely, isn't it?
That would be really super. Yes,
Yeah,
please. Thank
good.
you very much.
Thank you.
Pockets £100 later. It's time for the off. Meanwhile, James is headed half an hour east to Great Holme in Milton Keynes and to the headquarters of an organisation devoted to a game which was a latecomer to the Olympics, only becoming an official medal sport in 1992, but which has a longer and very English past. Badminton.
Hello, James.
Jeff.
Good to meet you, Jeff.
National Badminton Museum Secretary Jeff Hinder is on hand to take up the story.
My word, I don't remember rackets looking like that when I played. How old are they?
They're from the 17th century. They're battledores, actually, those there. And the battledore and shuttlecock is what the game of badminton evolved from.
OK.
Two people hit the shuttle backwards and forwards to one another and counted the number of times they could keep it in the air. It wasn't a very competitive game and quite a boring game, really.
Yeah.
These are games that were mainly played in country stately homes.
OK.
A popular pastime of the leisured classes. Battledore and shuttlecock was also evidently very suitable for ladies. Jane Austen records that she played the game with her nephew and that they frequently kept the shuttlecock up 3 times, and once or twice, 6. The game is said to have taken a leap forward that badminton has on the Duke of Beaufort's Gloucestershire estate.
And we believe in 1863 that the children of the Duke there strung some string across the North Hall, and instead of hitting the shuttle backwards and forwards to another, they started hitting the shuttle over the string and hitting it downwards more competitively.
The shuttlecock originated in the Far East and is believed to have arrived in Britain via colonial India. The museum houses a rare collection.
That shuttlecock there is the eldest. This is a Batador shuttlecock.
What's that, circa 1850? And then this cabinet goes up to what?
To date,
recent,
yes.
To date?
Yes.
And funny enough, the design really hasn't changed, has it?
No, not very much. Yeah, they're quite robust considering they travel at 100 and something miles an hour. Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
100 miles an hour.
The name badminton stuck as the game developed. Clubs emerged and an association was formed, standardising rules, court sizes and net placement. And in Guildford in 1898, the first open tournament was held.
And this was such a success that the Badminton Association decided to run their own tournament in 1899, and this was the start of the All England Badminton Championships.
And from these early successes of national open competitions, when did it start evolving into an international affair?
In the 1930s, it spread to Europe, North America, Canada, and particularly in the Far East to Malaysia, Indonesia.
Where is the modern game? Is there a great hub now in the modern game?
In the Far East, it's very big. It's like a national sport in Malaysia and Indonesia, and it's over 100 million people playing badminton in China alone.
100 million badminton players. I did play a bit of badminton. My mother used to play a lot of badminton. Any chance of a game down there?
I'm sure we can arrange a game for you.
I don't know if I fancy my chances, but I'm going to give it my best.
To the changing room with him then. Bandana, eh? Cool. On Johnny Depp. Tom, Greg and Max are rising stars of the game, with high hopes for the Olympics in Tokyo.
I didn't realise you played at such a fast speed. Could you turn it down, boys?
Very good. Look, nice rally.
Well, I'm definitely leaving the badminton to you lot. I'm going to go back to a rather ancient pace of antiques. Bye.
Remember to shower. And cool as a cucumber, here's our leading lady, looking like Gina Lollobrigida behind that wheel. Buonasera, Mrs. Campbell. She's not off to Rome, but she is off to Harpole, home of All Saints, a beautiful church with some Norman parts dating back to the 12th century, and the delightful and quaint Inglenook antiques.
Hi.
Hello, it's nice to meet you. I'm Pam.
Nice to meet you, Pam.
I'm Tony, and how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
You're looking very well.
Oh, thank you. You're going to embarrass me. Yeah.
No prizes for guessing what Tony and Pam specialise in. They also specialise in marriage.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that. I'm so pleased to know that you're celebrating your diamond wedding anniversary. I send my congratulations and best wishes.
From Her Majesty.
I mean, it really is quite an achievement, isn't it? 60 years of marriage.
Yes.
Yes.
60 years of putting up with him, Pam.
Yeah.
And his terrible jokes.
Yes.
Dixon doing, doesn't it?
That's really fabulous.
It really is. But time to turn your attention to the wares of this bijou but packed emporium.
This is a early 20th century purse, and quite often actually you can get them in different sizes, but they're not usually as long as this, and they're known as chainmail purses or mesh purses, and often they're made out. Ooh! Oh dear, I am so sorry, throwing your items about.
Thank goodness they put their picture of the Queen away.
At least it wasn't glass.
Quite.
It's of that era, it's of like that sort of Titanic period, isn't it? Yes. Where they went to all these glamorous parties and they'd have this little purse here, and they'd be changing 1 million times a day for your breakfast outfit, your riding outfit, your afternoon tea outfit, your evening dinner dress. And I wonder what fun whoever this owner was had with this. That's nice. Now, it doesn't have a price on it, which to me means it's free. But I can see Tony hiding in the corner there being like, no chance.
Yeah. But I did have £23 on it.
OK, we'll pop that to one side and have a little think.
You never know what else might appeal.
These are nice, Pam.
Yes, they're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
2 little Vaseline glass salts.
They're very pretty. And They're Vaseline glass because of the colour and the shimmer, aren't they?
Yes.
Do you think they could almost be uranium glass as well because of the bright yellow towards the base?
Possibly.
Huh. Depleted uranium was a popular means of colouring glass in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Its radioactivity can be measured with a Geiger counter.
Uranium glass is really popular and can command some really strong prices. They're a nice pair. They're not in bad condition at all. There's a few little chips, but they're over 100 years old, so
Yeah.
I'd probably have a few little chips if I was over 100 years old. Pam, they're marked at £23.
Yes.
Is there any wiggle room on that?
Yes, possibly, yes. We could do possibly 18.
OK. And I also didn't ask you what the
Yeah.
manoeuvre might be on this one.
Similar price.
OK.
Yeah.
OK.
30 the pair.
For the pair, I think that seems very fair.
I should say so.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Got
You're
yourself
welcome.
a deal.
Good work, Miss Bulmer. Collect your passenger and be off with you. Nighty-night. The sun doesn't have its hat on, but the car sure does. And the wet Bedfordshire weather hasn't dampened Izzy's spirits. She's chuffed to bits with the evening bag she bought yesterday.
I was just having another look at it last night. It says 935, and then I think of sort of slightly rubbed sterling, and then there's a very rubbed maker's mark here. So it is a silver coin purse.
And are they cabochon stones?
Well, yes, and I suspect they might be sapphires.
She does like her jewels, doesn't she?
I think maybe if you have a really terrible day today, I'm back in the game.
No, you can't hope that your opponent is feeling off form, because now having this chat has refreshed me. I had a very good night's sleep. It's refreshed me, and I'm gonna be out there, and Herod is gonna be envious of my cruelty. Pardon me.
You're upping the game.
Don't get the old boy overexcited, is he? Nearly gave himself a hernia yesterday over a Chinese table.
Give it right some weight, Tace. Yes, a good weight.
And he starts today with £196.26. While Izzy shelled out for a very expensive lava brooch.
Oh, why do I have such expensive taste?
I don't know, love. But with that silver evening bag, a preserve spoon and the salt cellars, she has only £57 and 12 pennies left to spend today. Now, is that a stomach I hear grumbling?
I miss the full English. Do we say full English in Northamptonshire?
I think so.
Full English. So I'm rather peckish.
Well, you know what, James? Funnily enough, I had a feeling that we might be needing some sustenance.
Excellent.
I have baked a cake.
No.
Yes, I have.
You little miracle.
Is there no end to her talents?
Well, it's a Swedish cake. It's called kladdkaka.
Kladdkaka.
I'm liking the sound of Gladklaka.
It translates as Swedish mud cake.
That doesn't sound so good.
That looks very oozing.
I haven't got any china plates, any porcelain plates.
That's right.
We're going to have to slum it.
Nice firm crust. Oh, it's very good, is it? What a lovely light touch you have.
Thank you, James.
Lovely.
Save a bit for me, eh? Fueled with sugar, Izzy should be full of energy for her first shop of the day at Castle Ashby, where she can take shelter in the charming Eggshell Gallery. Owner John is manning the counter today amongst a fine collection of clocks and sundry curios.
Can't really see anything. Oh, there's some light.
Antiques ahoy! Right, time to spend a penny.
I always want to start dancing and swaying. It's beautiful.
Nothing electric, it's all mechanical. So,
And you can just see it all working.
yeah. So you can see the governor, there's your main ring. And as this goes round, underneath here, there is a set of combs, which is the notes.
Okay.
So as the disc goes past, it plucks the note.
It's so clever, isn't it?
If I had £10,000, I'd buy you one. Or keep it myself. Best look elsewhere. Meanwhile, James's first port of call today is at Willington, where he'll be treasure hunting at time after time, presided over by owner Rob. And with an eclectic mix of antiques and collectibles, there must be something here for Andy Capp.
This is a rather charming table. Walnut, late Victorian. It's got some damage. It's obviously had a pot plant on there. Something my wife does is put a pot plant on it and then water it weekly, and that's where the veneer starts lifting. Rather interesting, sort of twin legs here, and then typically late Victorian, you've got these funny pendants hanging down. Remember, no surface should be unadorned in the Victorian world. The whole thing is lifted by this checkerboard top, so it makes it practical. It's not just a lamp table, it's not just an occasional table, this is a games table. It's quite a nice item. What's the price on it? 85. Where's Rob? He has a kindly face, I think.
Hi, James.
Do you?
Right, what can we do for you?
An easy, Tiger. We haven't done the deal yet. I like this table. It was a bit of bin diving from a skip, was it?
Oh, at my age?
I must say, I find it very difficult without a step ladder getting over the sides now.
Oh, I need a forklift these days.
Now, if I said to you 45 for it?
60.
60? I tell you what, I'll give you 50.
Can we put a 5 in there?
45 we can do.
55.
Oh, steady. Now, Rob, if I gave you 52, would you chuck in the domino set?
That's a deal.
OK, thank you.
He is the games meister. Meanwhile, back at the Eggshell Gallery, has Izzy spotted anything for less than 10 grand?
The item that did the best for me at auction, and the one I loved the most, was my chair. And I've spotted another chair. This one is a little bit different because it's a child's chair, and it's about almost 100 years later. So this one's Edwardian, and what I really love about this one is you've got this fabulous inlay here of this almost comical, humorous woman. I think she's by a river. She's possibly going to collect water. It's a really beautiful item, and then it's got some love and some age and some care to it, and I'm almost wondering if I should stick with my chair theme and have a word with John about this one. It's got £95 on it, so again, I keep looking at items that are too expensive for me, but you never know, I might have a stroke of luck.
Or a miracle. She has but £57.12 left, though, remember?
So knowing how much you've got, if I said to you I can do the chair for £50, that would leave you £5 for a cup of tea and a sandwich.
Oh, that would be amazing.
How does that sound?
That would be so perfect. Come here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lunch definitely beckons. Surely the Braxton's stomach must be growling away by now, but it seems he's still on the hunt in Willington.
This is a lovely little sort of ale flask. As to its rarity, the fact that it's got its original cork is rather nice. The fact that it has a very clear maker's label on it, and the fact that it's very small. You know, this is made over 100 years ago. Rob?
Yes,
go on.
James?
Quite like this little item. Has no price, so that's obviously free.
Very nice.
It's really sweet, isn't it? Little miniature. I think
miniature
original
Dalton.
cork.
Yeah.
Now, could that be £2, Chief?
That could be.
Really?
Put it there. Thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed.
£54 and 2 purchases under his belt. But there's probably still time for a fine 2-course lunch. Maybe. Bon appetit. Izzy is southward bound now and turning the clock back to the dark days of the Second World War at a place of top secret operations in the fight against fascism. This was the story the Official Secrets Act silenced for decades. Shining a light for her today is the historian at Bletchley Park Trust, David Kenyon.
During the war, Bletchley Park was the home of Britain's code-breaking effort. Our enemies, the Germans, the Italians, the Japanese, were all communicating using wireless, using radio messages. Those messages were typically sent encoded, because obviously anyone can listen to a radio message. So the work of the people here, their job was to figure out how those codes worked and hopefully to read the messages.
So who were the people doing the work?
The people were what were described at the time as men and women of the professor type. A lot of them were recruited from Oxford and Cambridge. They're very bright, linguists, mathematical scholars, people like that. But having only a few people doesn't really work. As the war gets bigger and bigger, you need more people. So by the end of the war, it's nearly 10,000.
The most famous name to have emerged from this hotbed of intercepting enemy intelligence is mathematician Dr. Alan Turing, who cracked the Germans' Enigma code.
The problem you have with Enigma in particular is the Germans change the settings on the machine, the way the machine's set up, every 24 hours.
Every single day, they had to re-break the code.
Essentially, yes. And it's not just one code. Each group of enemy troops is using its own settings on the machine. So on any one day, there might be 60 different sets of settings to break.
Alan Turing and Gordon Welchman developed a machine called the bomb, a machine which decoded all messages sent by the Enigma machines.
By the time you get to D-Day, to Normandy invasion in 1944, Enigma alone is producing 5,000 messages a day, and on the 6th of June, Bletchley is breaking some of those messages within as little as 3 hours. Some of those messages are being read by the British commanders before the German commanders they were sent to.
It was a huge operation, and 75% of the staff were women.
In total, they built about 200 bomb machines, and they were all staffed by female Royal Navy personnel, by Wrens. And so by the end of the war, there were about 2,500 Wrens just running the bomb machines alone.
As war raged across the globe and the forces of fascism were fought on land and sea and in the air, the war on enemy intelligence ratcheted up when the Nazis developed an even mightier communications weapon than Enigma to challenge the brains of Bletchley Park. Phil Hayes of the National Museum of Computing at Bletchley Park takes up the story of Lorenz.
Lorenz was a much more complicated machine than Enigma, and it was the German High Command's messages, their reports going to and from Hitler, that the Lorenz machine was used.
Bill Tutt was the man who came up with an algorithm to decipher messages from Lorenz, which changed its code after every transmission.
It's the biggest intellectual feat of the Second World War. He worked out complete architecture of this unknown machine.
With engineering by the GPO, Tutt successfully developed machines to decipher the encrypted messages.
It's basically the Lorenz machine built out of telephone equipment. And there it is. It works exactly the same as the Lorenz. It doesn't look like a Lorenz, but it does exactly the same thing.
And the culmination of Bill Tutt's work in the automation of code breaking came in 1944 with Colossus, a machine believed to be the first step in the creation of computing as we know it today.
Without Bill Tutt's algorithm, it would take in excess of 760,000 million years to go through all those combinations. But Bill Tutt's algorithm, that would shorten that down to something like about 3 to 4 hours.
That is absolutely incredible, isn't it? 3 to 4 hours.
The work of Bill Tutt and the Bletchley codebreakers played a key role in the defeat of the Axis powers.
Did the Germans know what was going on here?
They never actually figured out what was going on at Bletchley Park.
That
They
Bletchley
never
Park
knew
was a code.
the code and cipher school
Yeah.
was here, no. And the other thing they never appreciated was just how successful the organisation was. The fact that Bletchley could read messages from Hitler himself, they never knew that. At the end of the war, the British government was very keen to keep all of the code-breaking work secret because the Cold War, the contest with the Russians began almost straight away. And it was only about 30 years later, in the mid-1970s, that stuff started to leak out. And amazingly, a lot of the people, all those 10,000 people who'd worked here, many of them have been still keeping the secret for 30 years. And we have veterans now who are in their 90s, but they still refuse to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's a constant journey of discovery.
So we still don't know it all?
We still don't know it all by any means.
Well, our Antiques Know-It-All is off on a strictly declassified mission now in Dunstable, where he's off to rummage at timeless interiors on the High Street. Is this treasure trove of antique, vintage and retro what might fit the bill? Spooky.
Now here's something that's caught my eye. So we've got a duck, it's a paperclip. We've got some very nice glass bead eyes. Got some nice painted decoration. You know, this fabulous yellow beak. and you probably clip bills or outstanding letters or something you had to reply to. You only have to use it to know it's been very well made. The fact that the spring is totally intact, it's probably about 150 years old. I can feel real pressure on my thumbnail. What have we got on it? 55. 55. I'll have to have a word with Peter.
Well, he's at his desk, but carry on looking.
It's a rule, it's calibrated with inches, so an imperial measure. Very unusual, it's 6 foot. I'm 6 foot. I've obviously grown. Maybe it's the heels. And then this is very odd fellow. I don't know what this is. What does it say? This is 3 foot, but why cylindrical? Peter, can you tell me about these two fellows? Come in here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I know. I believe this is for measuring material. It's a draper's rule.
A draper's rule?
Yeah.
So cylindrical?
Cylindrical, yeah.
So just so it could easily be picked up, because a flat thing on
yes,
because they work on big tables, don't
big
they?
Tables.
Cutting yard. So that would be really easy to pick up, wouldn't it?
It would. It's easy to take off of a table.
And this one, why 6 foot? Have you ever seen a 6 foot rule?
No, I haven't seen a 6 foot rule. No, I don't know what it was used for.
Now I noticed they're both unpriced.
Yeah.
Do you know what could they be, Peter?
What could they be? I could probably do this for.
Think low.
12.
12. And what about, that's half the size, Chief.
Yes, that is. I could probably do that for 5.
£17, it's a deal.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Well,
just leave them there, yeah?
I'll leave them there.
Yeah.
There's one other thing I've seen, which I want, it's in your cabinet.
Show me.
Where did you find that?
I found this on a market.
In a market?
Mm-hmm.
Is this one of your special places?
This is one of the places where I go.
Well,
yeah,
great.
to find...
Keep it quiet, Peter. Don't tell the viewer.
OK.
Spoil sport.
And people like birds. I like birds.
They do, yeah. There's many people that would like this.
Yeah.
That is a lovely item.
All right, stop. All right, Peter. All right. As far as I'm concerned, it's damaged.
Yeah.
Okay? 55 on that.
Yeah.
Would you take 30?
I can't do 30.
You can't do 30?
No.
What can you do, Peter?
I would say the best I can do on that is 40.
£40. I'll give you 40, Peter.
Thank you very much.
Is that looking at me? Whack, whack. And that total of £57 for those quirky curios wraps it up for James today. All that remains is for him to gather Izzy back up under his wing. Next stop, Market Harborough. Lovely.
I think it's gloriously close to Melton Mowbray.
I think it might be, yes.
Home of the pork pie.
We will get our pork pie at some point.
Excellent.
That's breakfast sorted then, after some shut-eye. Improve the time. Discuss. This lovely sundial is in our final destination, this time the Leicestershire town of Market Harborough. The old grammar school was built in 1614 on wooden stilts, accommodating the butter market on the ground floor. But it's not dairy products being traded today at Gilding's Auctioneers.
Auction day.
Second one.
Yes.
Second one. What do we need, Izzy?
We need profits.
We need profits.
Lots of profits.
Let's be profit-focused.
One would expect no less. Izzy all but cleaned herself out, spending £180 on 5 lots.
These are rather fun. We've got a pair of salts, uranium glass, pressed glass. There was a lovely chap who used to go around the antiques fairs at Detling and Ardingly, and he used to have a Geiger counter. And if anything beeped, he bought it. This is really a story of the past. At £15 profit.
While James parted with £146 on his 5 lots.
So I know this is really mean, but this table makes me extremely happy because James has bought a very tired, in need of repair games table, and he's paid £52 for it, which is just ridiculous in my mind.
Ouch!
£35, yeah.
Our auctioneer today is Will Gilding.
£35 is here.
What does he think?
The Arts and Crafts chair, it's got that little bit of extra embellishment with the inlay on the back rail. And with the original rush seating, it's standing a good chance of doing well. I think it's attracted a good bit of pre-sale interest. My favourite item in today's sale is the postal clip in the shape of the mallard's head. It's got the novelty side, it's got good quality in the casting. So yeah, I expect that to do well.
To your seats, one and all. Time to get this show on the road.
How exciting.
Very exciting.
Well, it might be jam tomorrow, but let's see how Izzy's Danish preserve spoon does today.
22, 5, 8, 32, 35, £35. The
motoring.
These are lost at £35. It's here. In the room at £35, 38, 40, 42, 45, 48, 50,
Sit up straight now.
That's
60.
good. 60.
Ladies bid, 60.
60, do it, do it, do it.
5, 70.
Yes, do
German
it.
bidder at 70.
Do you think I can
75.
influence them?
80. At £80, are we all done?
Did it make £80?
Double
Did it make
your money.
£80?
It did.
At £80.
Well done, that girl. £50 up.
I could get into this, you know. This
That's
making
very
a
good.
profit
That's
thing.
very good.
Game on. James's checkerboard table is up next.
And bids start with me at £40. I bid 40, 5, 50, 55, 60 on the book at 60. At £60 at 60 at £60.
How are you doing this?
£60 here at 60 at £60. Are we all done? Selling at 60.
I'll take that.
Not bad.
It could have gone a
The
lot
trip.
worse. It could have been a £30 sale.
Yeah, it could have been, but
But
you
it
know,
wasn't.
It wasn't.
But it wasn't.
Don't know where you're coming from.
She's coming from a winning position, so watch out. It's her silver evening purse now.
Modest start at just £10 at 10.
Oh,
£10
starting at
here at
10.
£10. At £10 here in the room, a maiden bid at £10.
Oh, my
Is that
goodness.
all it'll make? 12, 15, 18, 20.
Very nerve-wracking.
It's going to get ugly.
Standing then at 25, 28.
Oh, I'm in profit. I'm in profit.
Yeah.
£30 here bid in the room at 30 at £30. What's
It's
it
looking for the internet.
Gone
30.
online.
Double your
£30,
money.
Then room bid at 30.
Doubled my money.
For 15.
Amazing.
She's staying ahead with yet another healthy return.
You're on a roll. You're on a...
I'm glad
or
you're
as
watching out
They
for
say on a flap.
On a flap. Don't think I'll be getting onto Strictly anytime soon.
Neither will James with his wooden legs, all four of them. It's the turn of the Chinese table.
£40 at 40 at £40 at 40. 2, 45, 48,
I should
50,
pay then 35.
5, 60.
We're in profit.
5, 9 out at 65 at 65.
I just want to double, is he?
It has, almost.
No, 70.
£65.
That's good.
There we are. That's
Almost double.
almost double.
A good return on a very James piece.
I don't know what's happening.
You are on a winning streak.
I'm on a roll.
Maybe, but it's Izzy who's in the lead. Her glass salt cellars are under the hammer now.
Who'll start me at £10, please, at 10.
I will.
£10 a pair of
Can I bid?
green
Oh
glass
my-
sellers. £10 at 10. At £10, thank you. At £10 here in the room.
I got a bid.
£10. At £10 at 10 at £10. A maiden bid at £10.
No,
12.
need some more.
Standing here at 12 at £12 here at 12.
12, okay.
At £12, we're all out online at £12. All done. At 12.
James, that was a disaster.
Well, it's a bit of a setback.
I really thought they might make a bit of money.
So did I.
Time to see how James's rulers measure up now.
£20 at 20, you're all out in the room. £20, 22, thank you.
22.
What did you pay?
I don't know.
Are we in profit or not?
Excuse me. Of course we are.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were the last of the big spenders.
£25 and selling at 25.
I don't know whether to be excited because I don't know how much profit you've made.
£8. But he's still trailing you by over 30.
That's good, that's profit.
That's good, yeah.
Boiling up now is Izzy's volcanic lava and super costly brooch.
£12 to start then,
Oh
please.
my God.
At £12 online at £12.
£12.
£12 online at £12.
That's all right.
No, it's not.
15 invaluable at 15. At £15, 18. 18 dorsey 20.
This is Victorian and this is the lava from
£18
Vesuvius.
at fair warning, £18.
Oh my goodness me. I think I want to cry.
Yeah, me too. That set her back.
So what made you pay £70?
Stop it. Don't rub salt in a wound.
From the most expensive item to the cheapest, can James's £2 Dalton flask make him any money?
£8, please. 8. £10 with invaluable thank you at £10. At £10.
I want a bidding war.
80.
I would quite like the bidding to slow down
20
now
bid.
and stop.
£20 here bid. Online at 20. At £20. Any further bids? 22. New place. 25.
What?
25 is still going. Don't
£25. 25. All done. Looks that way. Selling £25.
I can live with that, is it?
But I reckon I could as well.
A big return for a small thing.
It all goes to help, you know.
Your profits. It doesn't help me at all.
Surely she can claw something back now with her arts and crafts chair.
25. Low start. 25. 28. 30. 32. 35. 38. 40. 42. 45. 48. 50. 5. 60. 5. 70.
Well
I'm
done.
happy now.
5. Thank you at 75. In at the death and selling.
75.
Oh, well, it's still a profit.
That's jolly
Chairs are
good.
maybe my thing.
I think you should stick to chairs. Izzy.
Stick to chairs.
A goodly sum, but not enough, I fear.
You could carry me. I could be on one of those sedan chairs.
Sedan
You could
chair.
carry me around everywhere.
Yeah, I suppose I could.
That would be strange. Last up is James's Victorian duck paperclip.
We start then at 45, 8, 55. My bid, 55. £55, 55,
Good.
65.
What?
65 with me at 65, 75, 85, 90.
No.
Online.
More to go. It'd be lovely if it got 3 figures.
No, it wouldn't.
95 new place at 95, 100.
100.
£100. Between the internet bidders at 100.
Well done,
All out of the
James.
room, last chance. £100, 110.
110. Yeah. Keep going.
20. Any further bids from the floor, 130.
Well, I knew I had good taste liking it. 130.
140.
140. Keep going. Keep going.
£140 bid at £140. Fair warning, last chance then.
Don't get ugly on me, Izzy.
I'm not.
Don't.
Well, this is incredible. Well done.
Thank you.
2656.
That was
Thank you.
amazing.
Yes, it's a winner. And it's still looking at me. Whack, whack yourself.
Drinks on you.
I know, drinks are on me.
And lunch.
Yeah, hot chocolate, pork pie.
Time to weigh our own porkers. Izzy was on a winning streak, but that brooch cost her dearly. And after several charges, her piggy loses some pennies and now contains £183.42. James was slow and steady until that duck completely tipped the scales. After sale room fees, he made a profit and now has £343.56 in his piggy, which means he wins first prize.
What a lovely place.
It's beautiful, isn't
It
it?
is a lovely place. Anyway, to the east we go.
Let's go.
On the next Antiques road trip, Izzy finds her bandy legs. And James drops a clanger.
Oh dear.
Clanger in the making there.
Absolutely.
Who's offering sound advice?
Sometimes I want a little James in my pocket that I can get out.
And will it be tears before bedtime?
You cannot keep blaming me.